watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
So glad you're waking up with us here on this Monday. Hope you had a nice weekend, everyone. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Vanessa Paz. Let's go ahead and take a look at video of fog earlier this morning in Rancho Bernardo. And you can see how thick it was out there. And I believe, Eric, you're the one that recorded this safely with your dash cam.
Yeah, I have a dash cam on my EV, and I can just roll and record. And yeah, this was getting on to the 15 here. If you don't know the roads and when those exits are coming up, it can cause a problem. So
hopefully a lot of people are off work, though, this week, so they don't have to deal with driving in the fog.
But then again, like Eric said, if you don't know the roads, and I feel like this is the time where a lot of people don't know the roads, like coming into San Diego. So that is absolutely a concern. This morning and tomorrow morning, it's going to be the fog. Starting on Wednesday morning, it's going to be the rain. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we are in for another atmospheric river arriving. Let's start off with right now. I mean, you can't get much more beautiful than this as we start off the morning. You do have the low-lying fog, but take a look at those beautiful orange, pink, purple tones beaming on through. Sunrise still 48 minutes away. Visibility is down to less than a mile in Carlsbad. We are at 1.7 miles out of San Diego International, less than a mile in El Cajon and at Brownfield as well. By the afternoon, we should make it to the 60s and 70s, staying warmer than average. But coming up, we'll be talking more about what to expect with this storm arriving starting tomorrow evening, how much rain we're going to see, the timing of it all. It's in just a few. Back to you.
Now we want to get you to some breaking news out of the Gaslamp Quarter where crews are responding to a fire. The flames are out now.
This is happening near the intersection of A Street and 6th Avenue. CBS 8's Chris Groh is live at the scene with the latest details. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, good morning, guys. And look, the official cause of the fire is still going to be under investigation for quite some time. But what we can tell you is that the deputy chief that we spoke to told us that this was likely, again, started by folks that were using the building as shelter. So there were some transient individuals who had come out after fire had got here around 4:10 this morning, and that this was, again, an abandoned building that had been shuttered, but likely was still being used as shelter for some of those who are homeless. Now, as for what we know, again, the fire has been put out. This is a 3-story building. The fire looks like it had been originated on the 2nd floor, but because of just the layout of the structure, we're told that this was something that was escalated simply because it was a tough battle there inside. But they searched. They did not find anyone else inside. They were able to get that fire knocked down. There are no injuries to report, other than maybe, I believe we were told, one firefighter had been fatigued after about 90 minutes of firefighting. Now, we spoke with that deputy chief. Here's a bit of what he had to say to us about this firefight.
When we red tag a structure, that means it's compromised. It's not inhabitable, and there are dangers inside the structure. So this particular structure has an open elevator shaft. The floors are compromised, so we need to use caution when we make entry and search to make sure we don't injure firefighters.
So that was another bit of a wrinkle there as well, too. But it's important to note that this was red tagged, obviously, before the fire started, that the building was compromised. And that we're told that there had been previous fires surrounding the same sort of scenario here in the past. So this is, again, a building that has had similar instances of a fire happening like this. Now, of course, we're going to stay here on scene, continue to follow the very latest. But for now, we'll send things back to you, Eric and Vanessa.
Thank you so much, Chris. A traffic alert if you plan on driving through San Clemente today. A deadly crash is causing traffic on the 5 North at South El Camino Real and Cristianitos Road. CHP says a crash happened just after 2:30 this morning. SIG alert still in effect. At least one person was killed, and it's not clear yet what led up to the crash, but you are advised to avoid the area if you can. This morning, San Diego police are investigating a shooting involving a sheriff's deputy in Imperial Beach.
Yeah, police saying the deputy opened fire, killing the man. CBS 8's Regina Yarita live near Imperial Beach Pier, where this shooting happened yesterday during the daylight, right?
Yeah, it happened in broad daylight. I heard there was an event taking place when that shooting happened. We're just a few steps away from where the incident happened. You can see that growing memorial. CBS 8 has obtained footage that a witness captured moments before the shooting, but we do want to warn you, some of it is graphic and viewers may find it disturbing. Now, in the video, you can see a man on the ground being surrounded by deputies and being restrained by one. There's a crowd, and at one point, the deputies order them to get back. This all happened just just before 2 p.m. on Sunday. According to San Diego Police Homicide Unit Lieutenant Lou Maggie, sheriff's deputies were working a large event near the Imperial Beach Pier on Seacoast Drive. That's when the man approached 2 deputies and a sergeant and asked to speak with them. During that interaction, the lieutenant says the man stepped away from law enforcement and pulled out a knife. The man went on to make statements saying he wanted to be shot by deputies and advanced toward them with that knife. Authorities say deputies repeatedly ordered the man to drop the knife, and when he didn't, one deputy fired multiple shots at the man, striking him at least once. Lieutenant Maggie says the man died after being taken to the hospital. His name is not being released at this time, but I want you to take a listen to what one man told us, what he witnessed.
Go down to see what's going on, and I see a man, he's in the street bloody. The cops are doing press compressions or whatever, but there's no ambulance.
And again, this is another live image of that memorial close to where that incident happened. The San Diego Police Department is leading the investigation at this time. We're also told no deputies were injured or any bystanders when this shooting happened. We'll keep you guys updated as we learn more details. But for now, I'll send it back to you.
Regina, thank you. Today, the Poway City Council will vote on when to hold a special election. This is to fill the District 2 seat, which was left vacant by Councilmember Tony Blaine. He resigned soon after voters chose to recall him. It comes as he faces multiple felony charges, including perjury and soliciting bribes. He will be in court next month. The council is considering June 2nd because an election would cost between $10,000 to $25,000. Holding it in April would cost $300,000. This morning, an update on the federal lawsuit against California's Proposition 50. The 3-judge panel says they'll make a ruling today on whether these maps are constitutional and can be used in future elections. Based on a transcript CBS 8 obtained, it appears the judges may be leaning toward upholding Prop 50.
Christmas is just 3 days away and the holiday travel rush is underway this morning. Let's go ahead and give you a live look at the San Diego International Airport. And you could hardly see anything out there. Even the runway tomorrow is expected to be among the busiest days for air travel. Yesterday, the airport saw over 100 delays and a handful of cancellations. Now, make sure to check your flight status before you head to the airport. That's picking up or dropping off anyone, because as you can see there, the fog very dense in downtown where the airport is. So yeah, before you head out the door, make sure that you're checking your specific airline for delays or cancellations. AAA says nearly 110 million people will drive to their holiday destinations. AAA suggests hitting the road before 10 a.m. today to avoid traffic. The worst times to travel is between 1 to 7 p.m. And this morning, the average gas price in San Diego County is $4.51 for a gallon of regular. That's according to AAA. We were paying $4.47 at the same time last year.
And this morning, the city of San Diego preparing for flooding with this Pineapple Express expected tomorrow. Evan's been telling us all about it. Officials telling us crews are clearing channels and monitoring 46,000 storm drains to prevent what happened in January of 2024 when homes washed out in Mountain View nearly 2 years ago now. They're asking people to help by clearing leaves and debris away from their storm drains. SDG&E is also on alert with crews ready around the clock for power outages.
Anytime that it's raining, we do see an increase in unplanned outages due to cars running into transformers, power poles. So this is why it's so important to give yourself that extra time to get to your destination, to get to your family, to get to your friends.
SDG&E also reminding people if you see a downed power line, do not touch it. Avoid it and call for help. And if you do lose power, use flashlights. Do not use candles. Could make a bad situation even worse.
Yeah. Hopefully a lot of people don't have to travel when the activity peaks on Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah.
But again, hopefully, they're using extreme cautious if they do have to travel. Make sure the wipers are replaced. I know it's been a while since we've seen rain. So.
And as we say, there's going to be a lot of people on the roads. So slow it down a bit. Try not to be rushing to your destination. Make sure that the check engine light isn't on anymore. Make sure that your tire tread is looking good. It's all things that, sure, I mean, I think that San Diego does tend to get a little wild in the rain. But if you follow all those steps and practice defensive driving, you'll be good to go. We are anticipating between 1 and 2 inches. That seems to be the consensus. By the time we get to at least Friday. Our heaviest days of rain are going to start up on Wednesday, continue through Thursday and Friday, and then start to taper off from there. The bookends, Tuesday and Saturday. Those are both days where we have rain in the forecast. A lot of that wet weather will start up as early as tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening, but that's all going to be really, really light stuff compared to what's going to pick up on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So let's talk about the Pineapple Express component. That's subtropical moisture drifting all the way along this line. Notice it's not all associated with that low pressure system. Instead, it's being built in from areas like Hawaii, hence the name. But what we're going to see is that those outer bands start to greet us by the time we get to Tuesday. So this is tomorrow. You can see San Diego on the very far right side of the screen. Let's zoom in a little more to Wednesday. This is Wednesday evening. A lot of people getting prepared for Christmas Day itself. And then on Christmas Day, there's still plenty of rain to be expected. By late Thursday into early Friday, it looks like we get that final burst of moisture, and then things start to taper off from Friday into Saturday. Between now and Tuesday afternoon, things are really light out there. You can see how we're barely measuring even 1/10 of an inch, but all of that starts to really pick up through the day on Wednesday and Thursday. By the time we get to opening gifts on Thursday morning, Christmas Day, we're at over 1 inch in Carlsbad, Del Mar, and San Diego. Let's check in on what we've got going on our roads this morning. The biggest thing to mention is going to be fog. So as you head out for the morning commute, be prepared for some slowdowns because you can't see too far in front of you. Most of the volume on the roads, as Vanessa mentioned earlier this morning, is really light. I mean, there aren't nearly as many people going to work or to school today, which means that you shouldn't have as much company out there. It's smooth on the 805 northbound, the 94 westbound, and the 5 southbound, but the fog is going to be the biggest issue to watch for from about Oceanside through downtown San Diego, especially by the beach, so along the 5 freeway, but then stretching out to the 15, really as far east as the 15, which is a concern, meaning that that fog is pretty far east this morning. One crash that we have up in the Escondido area, aside from that, it's really mild as we kick off the morning. And we aren't seeing much slower speeds in areas on the map here. So cbs8.com/traffic can help walk you through that morning commute. Let's take a look at border wait times. It's a 60-minute wait at the San Ysidro Port of Entry this morning. Right now at the Otay Mesa Port of Entry, it's going to run you about 1.5 hours. Vanessa and Eric, back to you.
Thank you so much, Evan. Still ahead, why lawmakers are criticizing the DOJ's release of Epstein files.
Plus, CBS pulled a 60-minute story at the last minute. Why the reporter is calling this censorship.
And power is still not fully restored in San Francisco, what caused the massive outage. And as we go to break, we want to see your holiday decorations. Go ahead and send it on over to us through the CBS 8 app on your phone. All you have to do is click the Near Me section at the bottom, then hit share with us. We'll be back.